Welcome back, friends. It is Twin Cities Live at 4. The Minnesota Garlic Festival happens every year, did you know? And it features over 20 garlic growers across the region. It aims to help support sustainable farms and vital rural communities here in our state. But it's going to look a little bit different this year, as you might imagine. It has gone totally virtual. Here to chat with us about it and share a tasty garlic recipe as well, we welcome Chef Jessica Tijerina via Skype. Jessica, I'm so happy to have you here. Now listen, some people, fans of garlic, are diehard fans of garlic. They want more of it. They want it all the time. And you and me together, more you than me, are going to put together a Lebanese garlic spread. Tell me all about it and show us what to do.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good to see you, Steve. This is going to be a Lebanese garlic spread called Toum, and this is definitely a go-to if you are a garlic lover. It has got, for just one batch, which serves, I mean, if you stretch it, 6 people, probably about 4, you're going to use 3 full bulbs of garlic, not cloves, bulbs. Whoa. And that's just for one recipe. So it's very simple. It's 4 ingredients. You throw them in a food processor and you pulse it and you're done. And it because it just has garlic, which has a high acidity, along with the lemon juice we add to it, with canola oil and a little salt. It can last up to 30 days in your refrigerator.
Holy cow. Now with this, now I know that you're going to put it through a food processor. We'll get it all blended up. When you do that, that's actually releasing more of the garlic flavor, as opposed to if you just dropped a clove into something, that flavor wouldn't release in the same way as it is about to.
Correct. The minute you slice into a piece of garlic, it releases. It does as the onions in that allium family, that kind of potent, makes your eyes water kind of. And some of the garlic that you can get in Minnesota, of the 50 different varieties that we grow, are really, really strong. And I mean, almost hotter than something like a wasabi, and they're kind of crazy hot.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so the garlic goes in there, and then you put some salt in as well, is that right?
Yep, so it goes garlic, a little bit of coarse ground salt, and the reason we use coarse ground is because that's going to help kind of mash up that garlic into a really fine paste, which is what you're looking for. And then you just kind of pulse those together. I'm not going to pulse it, it's really loud. You pulse those together, and as the paste, it starts to form a paste, and then you scrape down the sides pretty well. And then using a food processor or a blender, if you've got a hole in the top of your blender that you can pour, kind of like making a mayonnaise, you need to have the motor running as you slowly pour in some canola oil.
Now, what's up with, why do you have to slowly pour that in? Because I was reading that in the recipe and I thought, why couldn't you just dump the whole thing in when it stands still and then fire up the blender again? What's actually going on?
That's a great question. So what you're doing is you're turning it into an emulsification. So you're emulsifying a fat and an acid together so that they combine. If you ever see dressings that kind of separate, the fat and the oil are separated, that means that it has broken. And in order to create a new emulsification, you add a little bit more oil, or you add some cold water and you shake it up real good, or you put it back in the food processor.
Okay, and at what point do you know when it's in the blender and then you're slowly adding that oil? When do you know you've hit the sweet spot and the spread is looking like you want it to be?
Yeah, that is going to be up to you. But if you go to the recipe and it just says about 2.5 to 3 cups of canola oil to the 1 cup of garlic, by the time you add that 3 cups of canola oil, it should be light, fluffy, airy. I mean, you're just going to smell nothing but garlic as well. And the end result, after you add in all of that, plus some fresh squeezed lemon juice, I throw a little lemon zest in there to give it a little more acidity. What you get is this beautiful mayonnaise looking creamy sauce. I mean, it's like a mayonnaise.
And then all you have to do, Jessica, at that point, find anything edible in your house and dip it into it, and it works. So, I mean, that's how good this dip is going to be, this spread. And you said to me right before we came on that this would also, you think, work well as like a chicken marinade?
Oh, absolutely. Any kind of a marinade. If you want to thin it down a little bit, add a little extra water and a little extra lemon juice, and don't make it quite so thick. Kind of stop the blender or the food processor when you see it being the thinness or thickness that you want. So it can be a sauce, it can be a dip, it can be a spread, replace it with mayo, anything like that, and it's vegan.
Oh my gosh, fantastic. All right, that's fun. Now, if you're at home right now and you're thinking, oh goodness, I could just have more garlic recipes. I just love garlic. You'll want to know about the garlic. Now, Jessica, this is usually obviously an in-person event. That's not how it's happening this year. It's virtual. Explain what this is all about.
Yeah, well, that's Macy and Melissa you see up there from Gray's Grub or Thousand Hills Cattle Company. They are one of the people that I have been interviewing throughout this summer and fall. People that typically come on stage and do chef demos for us, some of our vendors and stuff. But it's part of the Sustainable Farming Association, which is, you know, a place for producing, you know, member-driven, nonprofit, advancing environmental stewardship, creating good soil for the earth. So we bring on vendors like the Crow River Winery and Gray's Grub and people like that to talk about how they support sustainable farming in general, which is a part of the larger umbrella of the Garlic Fest. So virtual chef demos are what we're bringing. We're also bringing some fun entertainment, some live music online, and everything's on our Facebook, Minnesota Garlic Festival. You can find all that information, or our website, minnesotagarlicfest.com.
Total pro. Jessica Tijerina, it is always lovely to have you on our show. Thank you for the wonderful recipe and all the info on the Garlic Festival. Hey, if you at home happen to be interested in learning more about the Minnesota Garlic Festival, we posted all the information on our website, so it's easy for you to find. You can go to TwinCitiesLive.com. There, you'll also find a link to Jessica's recipe featured today. All you need to do is click on food, right, Elizabeth? She's not here.